Hi, so today I thought we would finish our study of Barry's half-step rules. This is the sheet that you get when you come to class, and it outlines in a very elegant and clear way how to strategically put half steps in a scale in order to make those bebop lines sound really perfect in the rhythm. And the way it does this is by making chord tones on the downbeats, more or less. So anyway, let's get right to it. The last two videos were about the dominant seventh scale and the major scale. Today we'll focus in on the minor, and this one is a little bit involved, and because you do have some choices, which give you some real beautiful variety. So let's get right into it. Just like in the others, you have a set of rules for lines that begin on the root, the third, the fifth, and the seventh. And again, I'm going to use the major seventh, so it'll be like the melodic minor scale or the sixth diminished scale. Okay, and actually the sixth diminished scale is the first rule. So, and minor sixth diminished is the first rule. He says you can add a half step between the sixth and the fifth, and that actually essentially gives you the minor sixth diminished scale. Right, so you just put one half step between the sixth and the fifth. Some people call this the minor bop scale. That name doesn't really tell you anything about the mechanics of it, right? Sixth diminished tells you that it comes from a sixth chord and a diminished. And in this case, it's telling you that you're putting a half step in to a scale and where those half steps are, how many half steps you use. It's a way of thinking that leaves you really free in the moment. And it's all about the way of thinking. It really is. That's the beauty of this system. So anyway, so one half step between 6 and 5, or you can do three halves between 6 and 5, and then 3 and 2, 2 and 1. But the problem is that 3 and 2 is already a half step. So what do? Okay, so I insert a note. You know, I can't put a half step in between here, right? Once I want to get into microtonality, which I can't on this particular piano because it's a regular piano. But anyway, how do you do it? You add one extra note, and that note can be any note of the scale. Okay, so I just move back up to the F, but I can go or. That's a nice one. Right, there's some really cool combinations here. Right, to keep it simple for now, let's just go one scale step up and come down. So it gives us a little curve in the line. I guess that's what would be called an échappé, where one note escapes the line. Okay, so we'll do that. So one half step, three half steps. Okay, from the third, or I started with 3 and I did. So here's 1, and here's 3. Right? And see, I get into trouble when I start from the 7th. You know, because I want to put the half step between the 5th and the 6th, but I have to wait until lower down in the scale. This is the same thing that happened in the major rules. So I start the scale, and in this case I don't have to put any in. If I go one more beat, I'll have to put a half step between the 6th and the 5th. 3, 4. And 3 half steps. Hey. Okay. Now, you actually do have another choice. So a second set of rules for these chord tones. And that is, you can put a half step, and this only works for 3, 5, and 7. Same deal on the major, by the way. Only 3, 5, and 7. So starting with 3, I can put a half step between the third and second, like we said, 3 half steps, right? And then the 7th and 6th. Or I could put the 3 half steps between the third and second, 7th, and 6 to 5. So it would be like this. So here are the second 3 half step rule for the 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And whoa, that one was weird. You see, I can't do that now. Oh, it is not weird. It is good. I was wrong. See, it's weird because you have to do 2 to 1 without a half step. And then the chord tone that ends up on the downbeat is the 7th. That still is a chord tone, right? So that's from the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And that is just a really nice line. And then here comes from the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, I didn't, or I can do it up here. On the 7th, I can. So you can find some real mysterious sounding, cool stuff. All right. So now let's talk about the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. So you can do no half steps. Or any one of those scales will work. For and 6. Or yeah, so I can use the other minor scales as well, and that's those. But now I can do 2 half steps, and I have 2 choices where to put them. So choice number 1, 2nd and root, 6th and 5th. Okay, or if I oh, this is gonna get crazy. If I start to use the melodic or harmonic minor, I can do the same trick I did on the 6th that I did on the 3rd, and by adding another note. Let's try that. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. Here we go. Let's do it from the 2nd with 2 half steps between the 2nd and the tonic, and the 6th and the 5th using just the melodic minor scale. Okay, but now let's try the harmonic minor scale. Woo! There's a natural minor. That's a really nice line, but I like it with the mixing them together. That is a very cool line. That is a very cool line. Anyway, I'm sort of experimenting at your expense here, but this is what this is for. It gives you a very simple set of rules, and you're like, what if I try this? What if I try that? You know, there's no, it's not like a top-down thing. You must do it this way. You just gotta keep in mind that the chord tones have to stay on the downbeats, right? So that means sometimes you have to fudge the rules. Sometimes, well, you can't do the 7th and 6th on the top. You have to do it on the bottom. You experiment with the other scales, and so on. All right, so where were we? The two half-step rules, option 1, from the 2nd, 4th, and 6th. I like the minor 6. Right? Let's take that for now. So 2nd, and here it is. 4th. There it is with the half step. If I'm using the flat 6, then I'll apply that same idea of putting an extra scale note in between what is a half step. And then 6. Or so you can mix and match. All right, so the other choice now is no half steps. Sorry, 2 half steps between the 7th and the 6th, and the 6th and the 5th. So that one's pretty straightforward. Here we have a problem. Oh, because I went from the 5th, that's why. Yeah, so, you know, you have to keep track which one you're on, it turns out. So, let's try the whole thing in series again, and, you know, I'd love to see some of your guys' impressions in the comments, you know, how you use it and stuff. So, anyway, so 1 half step, 6th and 5th. 3 half steps, number 1. 3 half steps, number 2. Okay, then 2. Or I'm not gonna do all of them, we'll just stick to melodic minor for now. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 half steps between 2nd tonic, 6th and 5th. Hey, hey, hey. And the other. Okay, now 7 to 6, 6 to 5th. Okay, now 3rd. Okay, or the 3 half step. And then the other one. There it is. Okay, now 4 with none. Or the other ones, okay? Or the 2 rule, number 1. 2 rule number 1 is 2nd and tonic, 6th and 5th. Okay, here it is again. Oops, that was wrong. Okay, and then 7th, 6th, 6th, and 5th. Okay, now 5th with 1. 5th with 3. And 5th with 3, 2nd. Second version of 3. And let's just groove for a minute. Then 6. Right, so you have some choices there. 2 half steps, number 1. Hey, hey. Right? And then 6th, 7th, 7th, 6th, 6th, and 5th. Right? And then the 7th. step. Hey, hey. 3, number 1, 3, option 1. And 3, option 2. Okay, I hope that was as clear as possible. It gets a little involved when you get into the minor and you have all these choices. In the future videos, I might look at how to apply this in particular settings, try to build some lines, and also to look at how triplets work with this, because they do alter the rhythmic landscape a little bit. So there's a particular set of rules how to treat triplets. So we have that to look forward to. I really hope these 3 videos on the half-step rules were useful and give you some ideas. These could be compositional ideas. These are great lines, and just such an elegant and at its core very simple idea. So anyway, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. If this is useful to you, please consider visiting my Patreon page. Really helps me make this content, and you know, appreciate you all watching, and can't wait to see the comments and continue the conversation. So till the next one, keep swinging, and thank you.